guys, what's up? So, this is the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice custom minifigures reveal vlog, and in this video, kind of like what I did for Age of Ultron and Ant-Man last year, that sort of thing, I'm going to be giving you guys a super crappy, blurry look at the finished figures in their entirety before the showcase, which is going up on March 24th, while I'm away in Kansas City with this dude.
Hey guys.
Yeah, Joe, 111 Lego Reviews 111. Link to his channel will be down in the description below, because him, me and Nick, Epic Nick 100, we are actually, well, he's getting on a plane because he's a lucky little bastard. I and my entire family are driving 15 hours from here in North Carolina all the way up to freaking to Kansas City, Missouri, and that's gonna be pretty insane. We're gonna be driving through some pretty interesting places, like Nashville and Ferguson and St. Louis, and yeah, it's gonna be definitely pretty interesting. Definitely a pretty cool drive, man. But so the figures are done. For the most part, I mean, there are going to be like some final touch-ups here and there to make sure everything is all good and in shape before I actually, record each individual segment. But I'm going to be recording the showcase probably tonight, if not tomorrow, like starting on it, doing the intro, outro, and everything. I haven't actually started recording it just yet, but I have been working on the final photos, like the final preview photos, because I'm leaving here Monday morning. So I have to have this video done and showcase everything, the final lineup photo with like the big group shot of all the figures, everything has to be done by Sunday night. So after this vlog, I am just moving for like the next 3 days and not stopping. So this is the final preview photo, like the big group shot of the Trinity going up against Doomsday, and it's pretty sweet. If you can't tell what that is Batman coming in on the Batwing, because I didn't actually make a grapple gun. Him and the armored suit share the grenade gun, which I have like a little like Kryptonian laced grenade inside the launcher, and that's like what I edited into the photo. Even though I don't know if Doomsday would be susceptible to kryptonite, and plus I guess Superman is also at risk, but I mean, hey, I guess they're aware, and this was the plan. I don't know. Not a lot of thought went into giving him a kryptonite-laced grenade inside his grenade gun, but it is what it is. The photo is awesome, and I'm posting that at some point. So, yeah. In terms of the actual figures, though, the actual finished Batman v Superman figures, we're going to start off with Batman himself. And I always thought, like, what was I going to do to make the Ben Affleck Batman when the time came? And this is what I ended up with. And this figure, this Batman minifigure, the entire idea of it was to basically continue the awesome design that was already on the torso and basically just upgrade everything from there. So that includes making, like 3D pouches for the belt, then that actually goes on the back as well. The pouches on the back of the torso are also 3D now as well. You can see that right there. And yeah, so you can see then also the cowl is, this was another major part of making this figure. The cowl is a Minifig Madness cowl. At least I believe it's from Minifig Madness. I'm not sure if they're the ones who make it per se on eBay, but regardless, it's like a really cool, I believe, 3D printed cowl they had, and I saw it on their store, and I was like, that could actually really work for something. And this was like months ago, and then I got it, painted like more realistic eyes in. And I know not everyone is a fan of the Batman cowl or of the realistic eyes, and that's totally cool. I'm just glad that I was at least able to add the chin strap after a lot of feedback from you guys, and I am really proud of this minifigure. And honestly, without this cowl from Minifig Madness, once again, I'm not totally sure if they're the ones who actually make it or not. If they are, though, then I apologize for my ignorance, and if they don't, I still apologize for my ignorance. So, yeah, Batman, and you might notice he doesn't have an accessory. And, well, due to time constraints, I decided that him and the armored batsuit can share the accessory. And speaking of the armored batsuit, this is a figure that would not have been possible without my buddy Josiah Bricks Alive. And this was actually, this time around, this was less of a personal collaboration and more so kind of like the Fallout 4 suit, because just like the Fallout 4 power armor that he also sculpted, he sculpted the chest piece and the helmet, if you guys remember this. He got this actually casted and produced by a guy who is capable of doing so. And I got one of the copies and was able to paint this figure. And so just like that, And unlike the Arbiter, that he, again, was an amazing sculpt that he made for me to paint and showcase for you guys. Unlike that, he got his armored suit, which he's been working on. He had been working on since, like, I think long before Brick Fair 2015, which was, like, in August. So it was a long time in the making for Josiah, sculpting this incredible version of the armored batsuit, and it's so accurate. It's so incredibly detailed, and I mean, so much about it is symmetrical. I mean, it was just such a privilege painting this one, and actually seeing. And this was interesting too, because this was the first time that he actually got an entire minifigure. Like basically an entire minifigure made of resin parts, because the torso, the arms, legs, belt, helmet, everything was all completely made from scratch, you know, like from the mold, and it's impressive. It was really interesting to paint, and I had a really great time making it. And the grenade gun is a modified Brick Arms core burner with a grenade, like a grenade launcher attachment from something else, but I painted a lot of detail onto it, and I'm really happy with how this turned out as well. And because Batman is going to be using this in his fight against Superman in the movie, and we also see him using it, like he's holding it when they're about to go up against Doomsday in the second trailer, I figure if it's such a common thing that he's going to be using in the movie, then I might as well just have the two figures share it. And so that's what I decided to do. With Batman, the two Batman minifigures. But yeah, huge thanks to Josiah, because the one that he sent me, this was actually one of the prototypes. Like, he had like only a few made at first before like the actual production ones, and he sent me one of those, and that's what this figure is. And yeah, after a lot of paint work, a lot of silver paint work, a lot of weathering later, it turned out to be something really, really sweet. And it's got the stubble painted in there and everything, and I have my own strap that I added on too, just as a nice little effect, and also to keep it accurate, of course. But yeah, so Batman's Superman, though, himself, Superman, this minifigure was definitely more of a simple figure, because obviously really all I had to do was just paint the arms, you know, just paint the legs. To be honest with you, you would think getting Henry Cavill's likeness was the most difficult part of making these figures, but really it wasn't. It was the boots. I don't know why, but the front of each boot there was just such a pain in the ass. I don't know why. It was not a nice process, to say the least. But yeah. So aside from that, though, it was just a lot of me adding my own shades of metallic blue and dark blue to Lego's already existing awesome torso, and also the hairpiece, which I've addressed in a previous vlog, which at first I was going to use a modified Man of Steel hairpiece, like just a regular Superman hairpiece, but I decided against that when my buddy Nick, who I mentioned earlier, who we'll be meeting up with next week with Joe here, suggested that maybe I should try the Superman hairpiece from the set and just sand it a bunch and see how it looks, and it definitely looks better than what I had in mind with that regular Superman hairpiece with the S-curl cut off. So yeah, it's a pretty sweet figure. Can't wait for you to see, you know, the main two characters of the film, Batman and Superman, in the showcase video. But Wonder Woman was not necessarily harder than those two figures, but she was just so much more time consuming. I mean, making Wonder Woman, she's just got so much detail. There was so much detail that you absolutely cannot see in this vlog that is crammed into this figure to make it as accurate as I could get it. It was just an unbelievable process. Her torso is an area-like curved torso, like always. These straps on her torso and on the back of her torso, which, and this is funny too, because I went just as all out on the back of the torso as I did on the front, but you can only see like just like a little under half of it, which is really sad. And I'll definitely be pulling the hairpiece off in the actual showcase video. The shield is the regular one from Lego, just with my own weathering added. The sword is from Brickforge with my own painted blade, and my own like the actual hilt itself is also like painted as well with my own weathering and everything. And one last addition, by the way, every figure in this showcase video, aside from Lex Luthor and Doomsday, and I guess the armor suits, are really just the main trinity. They all have glove tops, and I am not the least bit ashamed. And I gave Wonder Woman a pair last minute, and I think they look great on the figure, especially because if you look, she does have brown on her wrist. Like, she has these brown wrist gauntlets and like beneath her actual metallic gauntlets. And so I was like, that would actually look really good on the figure. So the second I actually noticed that, when I was looking at my reference pictures of Wonder Woman, I was like, okay, I have to add those. And I'll show you what I was actually looking at. You can kind of see it in these pictures here of this figure. You can see she's got like these like, you know, these brown, like, I don't know what you would refer to them as, but there you can pretty much see what inspired me to take that route and give her glove tops last minute. And again, not the least bit ashamed. They're an awesome accessory and they look great on so many figures. So there's that. What? Yeah.
Per each.
And yeah, the waist cape, and I mentioned this before too, I believe. You'd think the waist cape would have been the most difficult part about painting, and well, not just painting, but you know, just making this figure in general. But believe it or not, the waist cape was easier than more basic ones. Things like waist capes that you would think were easier to make. So waist capes like you know, like Rey from The Force Awakens, or like, you know, Kylo Ren and other characters like that I've made previously that have waist capes. But Wonder Woman's was surprisingly easier than all of theirs, which is funny because it looks so much more complex. And I mean, technically it is. I don't know. I guess just experience, man. But yeah, so then the gauntlets, I have my own set of detail painted onto them. That's really like overly complicated. I have my own, like I have that little armor piece painted onto this arm here as well. And this figure, I just can't wait for you to see her in the showcase video because the amount of detail I managed to pack into this figure. Let's just say, to sum it all up, I am really proud of my Wonder Woman figure and how it turned out. So there's that. And then also Lex Luthor, who I actually posted the first preview photo of today at the time of recording this. I don't actually know when I'm going to post this. I might post this vlog like Monday or something. At the time of recording this, it's Thursday night. So yeah, but anyway, Lex Luthor, this figure. Okay, now this is one that I made super last minute because he wasn't necessarily the one that I was concerned about because his outfit is really not that complicated. So the cape is a modified Cape Madness trench coat, fully painted by me, with some minor detail on the back, but the majority of it obviously appearing on the front with the buttons and everything. You might notice the giant stick of kryptonite that he's holding, and that is pretty much just like a regular kryptonite piece. And then I have my own weathering on it. The face, this is where things got challenging because the torso I was able to handle. The pattern on the shirt, the buttons, all of that, you know, the simplicity of the legs, I was not concerned about. What I was concerned about was the head and getting this right. And it's funny because the majority of people that when I posted the first preview, not everyone was really too big on my Lex Luthor head, and that's totally cool because a lot of thought did go into this figure. While I was painting the face, I went through at least 3 versions of the face before I landed on this one. You would think that I would have gone with more of a smirk, right? Well, I did try a smirk, and to be honest with you guys, it looks better when he has the more serious facial expression on my minifigure. And the reason that I decided that I would go with a more serious expression is because obviously, if you don't know in the movie, I mean, Jesse Eisenberg shaved his head. Things go south for Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. I mean, things do not go well for him by the end of the movie, and so he's not exactly gonna be sarcastic and smiling the entire time, even though that's what he's doing in the trailers. You know, he's putting on a facade or he's joking on Lois. It doesn't matter. He becomes a very serious and dark character by the end of the movie, and I think it's very safe to assume just that. And that is why I decided I would base my Lex Luthor off of this poster, this character poster of him. And you'll notice that the torso is like totally outdated in this photo because this was actually a work in progress photo that I would only send to like you know, people that are close to me, my friends and stuff. So I just decided to put up that comparison photo so that people could see that I actually based the Lex Luthor's face, Jesse Eisenberg's face, off of that picture and the hair. Because I had a bunch of people saying that, you know, it should be a lighter color, it's too dark, it's too brown, what have you. And I understand why people would say that, because the preview photo I posted definitely has a lot of like filters to it if you look at it, and I'm trying to stall while I, let's do that. Okay, just loud. Shit, okay. Loud, faster. Well, you can kind of see it there. And you can pretty much see that you know, the photo kind of had a lot of filters to it. And if you look at the actual photo on my social media, you can see that it definitely kind of showed up looking like the color, like a color that it really isn't. But that was just me messing with lighting and trying to make it look like the shot from the trailer. So people actually, I guess, took that as it being like the actual full definitive color. So that's why I put up that little comparison shot on Twitter and Facebook so people could see what it actually was without any editing. So yeah, Lex Luthor turned out to be a pretty sweet figure, and he also has the bandage that I painted that on. It is very difficult to paint on the inside of minifigure hands. I learned the hard way. And because I did so, I will never be putting anything in this minifigure's hand ever again. So that's why you'll see, might notice that he's holding the kryptonite in his left hand, even though I am right-handed, and I hate that. So yeah, now, to finally finish off this vlog, the Batman v Superman reveal portion of this vlog, Doomsday. My third custom Big Fig, following the Hulk, following the Thing, Doomsday. Now, a lot of people would say, why did you make Doomsday now? He's gonna evolve in the movie. He'll probably grow more spikes. He'll by the end of the fight, he'll look significantly different. Well, then it's like, yeah, Captain America Civil War, X-Men Apocalypse, everything that will follow after this movie. There is no time for me to make a Big Fig after this. So I decided I would do it now. And you can see that this Big Fig, after starting off with a D-Cool Venom figure as a base, sanding off the Venom eyes, the Venom symbols, and then just sculpting on top of that the 3D portions that you see on the face, that's all sculpted. There are tiny little spikes that are poking out of it, and those are sculpted on too. And then I also have some spikes, like that are, they're like planted in his face. So I decided to paint them on, because if you look at Doomsday, not every single one of them actually like fully sticks out. A lot of them are like really actually deeply ingrained in his head. So I portrayed that by painting a few of them on, but the rest of it is just a bunch of fully sculpted spikes. And getting the face was also a little bit difficult. At first I was having trouble with the mouth, but after I got the eyes down, I decided that I would base the mouth off of the Hulk. Best decision I made when making this Big Fig, because as soon as I got over that hurdle, painting the rest of it was honestly a breeze, because it started off as a base color of gray, and after a lot of light gray washes and a lot of, I got my own like certain brown color, because if you look at Doomsday in the trailer, he's got like this really disgusting skin tone on his body too, which I wanted to portray here, and I did my best to do just that. And you can see it better in the teaser photo that I've posted. You'll definitely see it better in the showcase, but a few minor details that I want to point out that I did with Doomsday here was I did paint on the General Zod scar that he has, because obviously, if you don't know, they're gonna make Doomsday out of General Zod's body. It was in the trailers. And then I also have the substantial scar on his chest, and that's something else I made sure to include in the initial sculpt. So yeah, this was not as time consuming as this guy from last year. I'll tell you that right now. This guy was insane, and Doomsday was definitely a much quicker process, but I am just as proud of it as I am any other Big Fig, like the Thing that I've made. I was going to say any other Big Fig, but I've only made 2 before that, before Doomsday. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it, though, for my Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice custom minifigure reveal portion of this vlog. And they turned out awesome. I've been waiting since 2013, the very beginning, when they announced the film at San Diego Comic-Con 2013 to actually make these figures. And I mean, I wait a long time to make a lot of figures now, because I said the same thing for like The Force Awakens and Age of Ultron. I am fully aware, but it's still, every time I get to make, characters from a movie that I've been waiting for so long, it's just, each time it's a really surreal experience, because you follow these movies' productions for so long, and to actually make the figures, right before the movie is coming out, it's pretty awesome. And so here is a look at my Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice custom minifigures, all 6 of them in their entirety. Again, huge thanks to Josiah Bricks Alive for sending out one of his prototypes, because without him, there would not have been an armored suit in the main showcase video. So I have him to thank for that, and his amazing sculpting skills. Link to his Instagram and Flickr will be down in the description below. But yeah, guys, cannot wait for you to see the showcase. I'm going to start shooting it again tonight, if not tomorrow. I got the skits ready written. I've got everything planned out. I have like I've printed out like 20 something backgrounds. I don't know, and it's gonna be pretty awesome, guys. And I have to make sure I get everything done and pre-made before I leave Monday morning for Kansas City to again see this guy who is still here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Joe.
Hi.
And then something else that's happening tonight, because it's Thursday night, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Daredevil Season 2 is dropping. And again, it's another instance where I'm like, holy crap, it's been a year and it's happening. Daredevil Season 2. It's already been a year since Season 1, and Daredevil Season freaking 2 is happening like tonight. And because of all this Batman v Superman madness and me having to have it all done early, I have no time to watch it. So, I should also mention, if you're still watching this vlog 20 minutes in, I will not be reading comments. And I know I can't respond to everyone, and because of that, I know some people think that I don't respond to like anyone, but if you look, that's really not the case. But this week especially, I will not be responding to like anyone or any comments or reading anything at all.
Especially after Monday.
I'm turning off everything. I am not going to be reading any comments. I'm not going to have any notifications on. I will not even be reading the comments on this vlog. So just bear that in mind, because the Batman v Superman and Daredevil Season 2 Punisher, I don't know why the Punisher, okay, I was about to mention the Punisher, that's why that just came out of my mouth. Yeah, because the spoilers for Batman v Superman and Daredevil Season 2 are going to be phenomenal, and I want no part of it. So, yeah, beware of that yourself, by the way, when you read the comments down below, if you choose to do so. And then also, the reviews. Will the review on the damn Kryptonite Interception happen? I can say probably not. I don't know. It's just seeming less and less likely that every week that passes. The set came out January 1st. I'm thinking about now just doing like a Batmobile only segment, like while I'm maybe in Kansas City with Joe, just for the hell of it, and posting it here exclusively on MGF Extra. It's something I'm considering. Not sure if I'll go through with it. But the Battle Pack sets, I want to review these two. They're so awesome. These two Battle Packs that are inspired by Battlefront are so freaking awesome. But I don't know if I'll be able to review them. So, yeah, next month, though, is going to be a severe lack of videos because of all the Civil War stuff I'm doing. Oh my god, I have 30-something days to make 14 figures. I talked about it in the last vlog. This is the biggest and most ambitious project I have ever attempted as a customizer. And as soon as I get back from this Kansas City Batman v Superman trip with Joe here and Nick, it's going to be messed up. So, yeah, if you see a severe lack of videos next month, that is absolutely why. Aside from that, though, I wanted to say that am I going to make Daredevil Season 2 custom minifigures? I want to make the Punisher. I have the head for the Punisher. It's just making the rest of the figure, his super awesome torso with the super awesome skull that we have seen John Bernthal sporting in some promotional material recently. The trench coat, the minigun, the whole deal. I would love to make that figure. Hopefully I'll have the spare time to put him alongside my Season 1 Daredevil. Making a Season 2 Daredevil is definitely not something I'm considering doing right now with how packed 2016 already is and how difficult it will already be to cram the Punisher into my schedule. So, yeah. What else? Things. The Minecraft sets. Am I going to do that video that I was considering doing where I just like talk about the new mobs and the new blocks and all the other really cool stuff from the new sets? Because I really do like that jungle biome set. That looks awesome. And the things like the Ocelot and the Iron Golem and the Wither skeletons and the Wither boss, that all looks great. But then I'm like, oh, that super tiny Nether set is like 40 bucks. And I don't even want to know how expensive the other Minecraft sets that just came out are, because it's like, I don't even want to look into that because I'm not planning on reviewing those sets in their entirety, but dumping all that money into those sets regardless, even though I'm just going to like, even though I would only be reviewing like parts of them, it's something that I'm kind of like debating with myself as to whether or not, you know, if it's worth it. So we'll see. All of this is going to happen after I get back a week later, you know, because I'm leaving Monday and I'm getting back like the following Monday. So, yeah. aside from that, for those of you guys who have stuck around this entire vlog, I'm going to show you some stuff, action figure related and Funko Pop figure related. So if you don't care about those things, the Lego part of this video is over. So you can leave. If not, I'm going to show you some cool shit that I got. And I got the Black Series Ahsoka figure. I've been waiting for this to come out since like freaking July of 2015 when it was announced at San Diego Comic-Con. And usually I don't buy figures from scalpers on eBay. But I said to myself, even as far back as July of 2015, I was like, dude, when that figure comes out, because it looks so awesome, I am going to pay whatever the hell the scalpers want on eBay to get this freaking badass figure. And I did that, and I got it the second it showed up in like a seller from like Tampa, Florida. And I got it, man. It's amazing. Can't wait to actually open it and all that stuff. But for right now, I'm keeping most of my Black Series figures like actually totally in their packaging. This is like all of Wave 5, and I have an extra Flame Trooper back here. So yeah, and then I also like displayed all those Black Series figures up there, like all those older ones, and then the 3.75 inch ones. So there's that. And then I also got these Funko figures. I found that at GameStop like a few days ago. And then something else I got at GameStop yesterday was the Giant Man Funko figure from Civil War. And that's one of the bigger Funko figures. It's pretty awesome, man. And yeah, that was actually, there's a whole story behind how I ended up actually getting that. Because at first I almost didn't, because it was actually on hold for someone else and it became a whole ordeal. But then I got the like the DC Loot Crate type deal thing that they had going on. And I had one of those shipped to me. I signed up for it last minute. And I was able to get the Armored Batsuit Funko figure out of that. So my entire wave of Batman v Superman Funko figures that I want to get is complete. And so that's cool. And then I also got all the new Civil War ones. Check it out. All the Civil War Funko figures. Well, not like all of them. I skip out on like the extra variants because I don't need those in my life. I just wanted to get the main ones. And I got the GameStop exclusive Captain America because it's the only one that has the shield and like some other cool stuff. And like Black Panther is awesome. And the Falcon I got on Hot Topic. And yeah, I don't just do Lego. But aside from that though, guys, that is it for this vlog. I gotta go get these backgrounds set up and like my studio going here so I can get started on the showcase video and I can sit in my really pathetic chair that you probably weren't expecting was so pathetic that I record every single video I make on my channel in. But aside from that, guys, that is it for yet another 30-minute vlog. Joe, say goodbye. You turned your freaking webcam off.
Well, yeah, I'm in a more comfortable position now. Okay.
I don't want to know what that position is. But, yeah.
I'll show you so people aren't gross.
Okay, that's Joe. He's not being terribly weird, I promise.
Joe Boxer.
Oh my god. Anyway, okay, yeah. So I am leaving. I'm going to get the showcase done. It's going to be up on the 24th. I'm going to schedule everything and finish everything before I leave on Sunday or Monday morning. So, yeah, then I will have things going up hopefully throughout the week. If not, you'll see my reactions to Batman v Superman and all that stuff on Twitter. And then I'll be back on like Monday. So, yeah, gonna be recording vlogs and all kinds of other super cool stuff while I'm at Kansas City with Joe and Nick. It's gonna be a super long 15-hour car ride. Hopefully I'll survive, and I will let you know. But aside from that, guys, that is it. And I will see you in a life post-Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Okay, Joe, say goodbye again.
Bye.
Bye. Stop!